Have you ever asked a seller how much they want and they respond with, well, I don't know, you called me, or you give me an offer? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that means and how to get a number out of somebody that doesn't want to tell you. You see, when homeowners don't want to tell you a price, what that's really telling you is they don't know how much their property is worth, right? Everybody knows how much they want for their property. Otherwise, you'd be locking up every single deal there for $100. Everybody has a number. They just don't all want to tell you that number. So it's up to you to get either a reaction or a price out of somebody without really forcing them to. And this is how we like to do it. I use a method called anchor pricing. Well, what is anchor pricing? Anchor pricing is when I look for the lowest sold property sold within the last 12 months and I let them know what that number was. I look for a reaction, right? So let's say that our MAO, maximum allowable offer, is $150,000. Let's say the homeowner says, well, I don't know how much I want, or you called me, what's your offer, what's your offer, what's your offer? Some people try to rush it as well, which you don't want to fall into that trap. But if they don't give you a number, you give an anchor price. So let's say I'm looking around the area. Hey, John, are you familiar with Apple Street? Yeah, what about it? Or there's a property here in 123 Apple Street that sold for $70,000. Now, most of the time, you will get a negative reaction. You're going to get people to say, man, you're crazy, you're wasting my time. I wouldn't sell this property for less than $130,000, right? Some people will respond with a number. And then you're good, right? But some people respond negatively. Like, I'm not even anywhere near that. What's your offer, right? If they hang up, by the way, make sure you call them right back and say, I'm sorry, did we get disconnected? No, you gave me a low offer. Well, I'm not saying that's what my offer is. I'm just letting you know it's sold in the area. So now I know, right, that he's nowhere near 75. He's probably well above that. I know that I can't go above 150. So I want to give a secondary anchor price if there is one, okay? And why do I do that? Well, the reason I do that is because I'm setting expectations low, okay? I know they're above that. And then that's going to transition into an offer range. So I know they're not going to do 75. They still don't want to give me a number. So what do I do now? Well, I'm going to transition into the offer range now. So what is an offer range? So if my MAO is 150 and my anchor price is 75, my range is 75, the anchor price, all the way up to $5,000 to $10,000 underneath my MAO. So for example, if somebody doesn't want to give me a price, I would say, you know what, John, in order for this to make sense to us, we would probably have to be anywhere between 75 to 140, somewhere around that ballpark, okay? Now, I don't know about you, but I've never met anybody that I've given a range to and they're like, yeah, 75,000 sounds great. No, they're always going to want the highest number. The reason I do $5,000 to $10,000 underneath the MAO is because if they counter me, right, I'm still in a safety net. We try to make an average of $10,000 on every deal. Okay, so if they come back at 145 or 150, and I know we can sell it for 160, we're still good, right? So try this out next time. You want to look for an anchor price, get a reaction or a price out of somebody. If they don't give you a price, now you give another secondary anchor price if you can find one, and then you're going to transition into the range. Once you give the range, okay, then they either like it or they don't. If they don't like it, then you're going to ask what I call is the best you can do close. Well, what is the best you can do close? When I do the best you can do close, that simply asks, if I can cover the closing costs, fees, and there's no commission since I'm your buyer, direct to buyer, what do you think will be the best price you can do? All right. I like to restate those benefits because sometimes it'll get people lower, but they have to see the value of what I'm providing. The last thing you want to do is ask yes or no questions. A lot of people tend to ask, is that the best price you can do? They're going to say yes, or they're going to say no. Most of the time, they're going to say yes. So restate the benefits and then follow up with, if we can cover this, this, and this, what do you think would be the best price you can do? They're going to be forced to respond with a number, okay? And you have to make this sound natural. This isn't like a sales tactic. Negotiations is just a dance. People always know how much they want, but they usually don't know what their property is worth. So try this out next time. anchor price, and give a range. You'd be surprised what people come back with. Try that out. If you want to see a live negotiation call, click the link in this video right here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.